Hi, my name is Jane Ricciardi. I'm really looking forward to teaching your child genetics this year. This is my 13th year teaching and my 7th year teaching at Princeton High School, and it's been a great experience. Princeton really is a community of learners, and I'm excited to get to know your students, some of them for the second time I get to teach them, and kind of work together to have this kind of community of learners as we explore the molecule of DNA. In this video, I am going to walk you through the course as well as give you some tips on how to navigate Canvas. Each semester of the course is going to focus on one of the main jobs of DNA. During the first semester, we're going to focus on how DNA replicates itself. So we're going to begin with an overview of genetics, kind of a review of what students may have learned about DNA structure and function from their biology class freshman year, so that we all have the same kind of background knowledge and vocabulary to use in the course. And then we're going to focus on cellular reproduction, so mitosis, and how mistakes in that process can lead to cancer. Then we'll learn about meiosis, the other type of cell division, and how scientists can manipulate eggs and sperm and embryos through different biotechnology processes. So we'll learn about things like cloning, in vitro fertilization, stem cells. During the second semester, we're going to learn about DNA's other job, which is the directing of the making of proteins in a cell. And it's those proteins that determine our traits. So during the heredity unit, we're going to learn how DNA gets passed from parents to offspring and how that can result in differences in traits. During the gene expression unit, we will learn about how DNA is actually read by the cell to produce the proteins that create our traits, and how that expression can vary throughout a person's lifetime based on the environment that they're in. And then finally, we end the year with biotechnology, and we will be learning about how scientists can either study or manipulate genetic material. So we'll include things like DNA sequencing and DNA profiling, as well as things like genetically modified organisms and CRISPR. Throughout the year, we will be reading 2 different books, one book per semester. We start off in the fall with The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. This is going to apply many of the concepts we're learning about cancer within the first semester, but it also involves some very pertinent information about things such as social justice issues, ethics, of scientific research. So we'll have a lot to cover. Your students will be getting these books shortly. We are putting together science kits for students with modeling materials so that they can do some laboratory work at home. And so we'll send home the books with them. During the spring semester, we read the book called The Forever Fix, which is about gene therapy, which is used to cure genetic disorders. So this book really, again, has some modern tie-ins or some current tie-ins, and we're going to be learning about how clinical trials are carried out, and how kind of the healthcare system works with people with kind of rare disorders and rare diseases. The grades for this course will be total points. This is a technical course, but I will be providing students with a lot of support to help them succeed. Many assignments often have extended deadlines, so it won't be due, for example, the same day or the next day. And so because of that, your child should be working a little bit each day on assignments so that it's not overwhelming. Now, science should be a process of inquiry. So as much as possible, we are going to be trying to do laboratory work. Now, this year, many of the labs will be virtual. Some will be film demonstrations, as you can see here with a lactose intolerance lab that we're going to do. Sometimes we'll do online simulations, as you can see over here with the DNA structure gizmo lab that we will be doing. And then also, as I mentioned earlier about the science kits, students will also be modeling processes at home, as you can see with this kind of like mitosis and yarn. Learned about laboratory exercises. as well as reading assignments, how else will students be learning in the remote or hybrid model? Most of our instruction will be carried out over Zoom sessions. Additionally, on Canvas, students will be provided with videos that'll provide them information about the content to help them learn the material, similar to how we would have kind of lectures in class. Throughout this year, we will have several projects which will allow students to work together in small groups, collaboratively over Zoom. Fridays, which are a remote learning day, are a great day for working on projects. In addition, we will be doing several case studies throughout the year. Case studies take real-world examples of genetic disorders or uses of biotechnology, and it has students kind of evaluate the ethics as well as the science involved in different scenarios. Throughout the year, students will also have a few quizzes to assess their understanding, especially of technical material, just to make sure kids are understanding the material before we move on. All the quizzes this year, because we will be in a virtual environment, will be OpenNote, so students can use notes and assignments. So it's really important that students take good notes and thoughtfully complete assignments on time so that they're well prepared for any assessment. Next, I want to walk you through our Canvas site. So this is our Canvas homepage. If you scroll down, you'll see that there's some information about the course, as well as all of these buttons, which will allow you to quickly access different portions of the website. And at the bottom is my schedule. You'll see when I have different classes, as well as office hours, which are purple. Office hours are optional and open to any student to come ask questions or get help. Also, something else that's important on the homepage on the right is the to-do list. This gives a list of the assignments that students need to do and when they need to do it. So think of it kind of like their digital agenda. Over on the left side, you'll see links for Zoom, as well as links for modules. Modules are what we really want to pay attention to in this class. That is where our content will be kept. And modules are basically just pages of similar content that are grouped together. So for example, our first module is important course documents, where you can find information about the course, as well as weekly plans. So that's important for students who maybe need to record some information or are absent. You can see what we did in class each day and what's for homework. And then there's also some just information about me, about the course and our expectations, and helpful links that we use in the course for content, tech help, and then the Idea Center, which offers tutoring to students. Then we start into the units. Let's look at Unit 1, which is our first content. And you can see that I have the content kind of divided up into different sets. And each of those is like a different week's worth of material. So for example, DNA structure is our first content. Okay. And we usually start off with a video that introduces the topic, and students can take notes on that so that they kind of understand and synthesize the material. And then there will be a series of different assignments. So for example, this Gizmo lab, where students will be building DNA molecules on the computer. And then there may be additional opportunities for laboratory work at home with adult supervision. So this one is a demo that students can do easily at home, where they extract DNA from either their saliva or from a food item. So you can see we have a variety of different assignments that students will be completing throughout these modules as they kind of progress through the order. And I think we have a lot of great options. Canvas really has a lot of great opportunities for some creative learning. I'm really excited about this year, and I really hope that your child has a great year. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm going to end with my contact information. Thanks.